What is up, Run fans?
Hey! Run fans! Run fans!
And I'm with the squad. I've driven up from 5 AM. I've been sick on the hard shoulder. I'm ready to rock and roll today. It's an 1859 kind of day, I can feel it. And then tried bicarb and then puked it up, so, you know, you win some, you lose some. But maybe there's a small bit of bicarb. Yes. There's a small bit of bicarb still in my system. That might be the difference between 19 and 1859, you never know. So, we got the boys. We're going to be paced. Marm's here as well some way, just probably prowling around the bushes. And we're going to crack on, so let's find out what happens. Wish me luck. You. Maximum effort.
Hello there, Run fans. This is a video I have been desperate to make for a few years now. I got my Parkrun PB in December 2024 and I have had lots of injuries between now and then. As you heard in the beginning, I've driven up to Arrow Valley. There are loads of fantastic people that I've met through doing this YouTube channel that I have come up to meet and run with. So Andy Mag just ahead of us there, who is It's On Andy on YouTube. We've got Brett in the orange vest on the top right hand corner, who's just casually pacing us and chatting the entire way around. Evil man. And he is Obi-Wan Brand on the internets. And we've also got Tim, Mom, middle-aged running man. We've got Mack Tracks, we've got Andy from Going for Goldie and from Momcast, and even Ross Noble, the comedian. He's running around here somewhere as well. As we go up one of the first tiny little rises around Arrow Valley, I'm going to go through all the course. We've got all the stats, and hopefully this is going to be an inspiring video. It is. I'm so excited to do it. I really do hope I do this run justice, because I'm not gonna lie, it was the best run I've ever done, the best performance I've ever put in. Backstory is I'm trying to run sub 19. PB is 1924. I ran 1930 a couple of weeks ago, and I've been trying to play it down to Brett and say, oh, let's just do 1915, and he's gone, nope, we're running 19. So let's see if I can hold on, or if I just have to I have to just make do with a PB. You know, what a horrible place to be in that is. Or I completely blow up and capitulate. Only one way to find out. Let's crack on and have a look. Okay then, we have finally got our full complement of pacers. We have got Brett there on the right, and we've got Tim on the left hand side in the black t-shirt. So like I said, sub 19, so that is 3:48 per kilometre, gets you bang on 19 minutes. And I think Arrow Valley might run ever so slightly long. That was the whispers with the people I was chatting to at the beginning. So we've got to try and run a bit faster than that. Brett works in miles, who is pacing me, and that's no bad thing, which I'll explain a bit later on. But, you know, we're going at a fair lick here, and we are pretty far down the pack. There are a lot of fast runners, record numbers at Parkrun today, because it was the Arrow Valley birthday. So I think there's about 656 different people, which is absolutely amazing. But on these narrow paths, it made for some spicy overtakes, especially on the second inner loop that we do on the bottom right hand corner. You can see we're doing an outer loop first, and then we come in, and then we do that inner loop as well, as Tim goes fully off-road there. A 3:49 first K, so 1 second over. I didn't look at my watch once during this run. I felt the kilometers buzz on my arm, but I wasn't looking at it. And as you can see in the slope on the right hand corner there, this is slightly uphill. It's the only time you have to run up it, but it's a bit of a nasty one early on in the run. And I'm going to try and put you inside my mind for this run, because like I said, I've run a 1930 a couple of weeks ago, and you can watch that video, and that felt like I was going full out. And compared to that, this felt like I was going so much quicker. And without Brett and Tim ahead of me, there is not a single chance I would have sustained this pace, even to this point, let alone for longer on this run. Having those paces up ahead of me, not to the side of me, but just to chase. Brett was running it no matter what. Tim will probably go faster, slower. Who knows what Tim's doing as far as pacing goes, but it's great to have him along for the ride as well, and I appreciate his time too. But Brett was sort of the number one pacer, as Tim nearly stacks it over that gentleman there into a pole. So he's adding to the entertainment for me. But yeah, even at this point, you can hear my breathing. My heart rate is at 174 already. My max heart rate's like 190, but in this sort of heat, well, it's more like 199, but in this sort of heat, it's more like 190-ish, I think. It wasn't too hot today, but it was still warm. Compared to other runs I've done recently, it was a bit colder. There was a bit of a breeze, which was nice. So it wasn't holding me back as much, but you can definitely go quicker when the weather gets cooler. But like I was saying, just chasing these two boys was so good, and going through this going through these other runners who are also running a similar speed, I was trying not to surge, but I knew if I let them go ever so slightly ahead of me and then I had to surge, I was spending cash that I could not afford. So I was trying my best to stay on Brett's heels, and as a pacer he did such an incredible job. And watch his video as well, that'll be out at some point in the next 3 years, knowing Brett's editing speed, as Tim is just recording in front of me there having a chat, and I am absolutely blowing out of my arse already. First mile in 6:08 as Brett does a piece to camera as well. But he did a really good job of not sort of darting into gaps that I then couldn't make, and making sure that I was with him the whole time, which was, you know, when you're absolutely on the edge and you are pushing this hard. I have not run a kilometre that fast, unless it's at the end of a park run, ever. And so I'm in unknown waters here. I normally get to stop at the end of this kind of effort, and instead I've got 4 more K to go. So I am in my head right now thinking, how am I going to do this? And suddenly all the pressure I'd put on myself, I'd been talking about getting a sub 19, I didn't want to let these boys down, I'd driven up for 140 miles, you know, all these things are going through my head, and I'm just trying to switch it off. But if anyone will know who thinks a lot, the more you try and think about stuff, the more it comes into your head. So I'm just trying to just focus on the running, focus on my breathing, focus on my technique, and get along. This is a nice stretch with a nice breeze as well, and I'm just trying to lock into this pace. And to be fair, I'm starting to get a few feelings of maybe I can hold this. There's a tiny bit of hope that, you know, we're nearly halfway already and I'm still with them. Second kilometre then, it's a 3:43. That is spicy. I'm pretty sure that is almost identical to my fastest ever kilometre I've run, and I'm in the second kilometre of a bloody park run. This is absolutely stupid behaviour, but we're ahead now. We're up ahead of the time goal, and this is a lovely downhill here. And Andy Goldsby, who is run director at Arrow Valley many weeks, he's a local legend when it comes to the Redditch area. He's on Marmcast, he's got his own channel, Going for Goldie. He gave me some really good advice as we were walking up to the start line. I was really bricking it. It was like invaluable advice of attack the hills and attack the downhills. Don't ease up on the downhills, use them to your advantage, make up that extra time. And as you can see, look, we're at 3:34 right now, so I am absolutely taking his advice as we go into one of these little hills, and I really push up it. And again, it's so good to have Tim and Brett ahead of me to set that pace, because when you're at this sort of limit and you're not running with anyone, it's so easy to give yourself a little break, to make tiny little deals with yourself. Okay, a tiny bit easier up this hill and then I'll speed up afterwards. But you just have to relentlessly hit it step after step, and that is so hard. Here we go then, up the musical notes for the second time. These are infamous, these musical notes, because it is a short, sharp little climb. You do this 3 times. This is the second time out of the 3, and the next time we're going up here, we take a left down this little bit and then you go to the finish. But we've done the outer loop now, and it's now just the inner loop to go. And I didn't realise, I thought we maybe had 2 loops to do of the inner one or something like that. So when I realised that we only had to do 1 more loop, mentally it was brilliant. It's such a good course. Yeah, it's not the fastest as far as the actual terrain goes, but I think what you lose in the terrain you make up for in the mental side of it, of only having to do that 1 loop, and then you do the inner loop, so you feel you're just going a shorter distance and you know where you are on the second go. There's a bit of traffic, yeah, that's, you know, it's just part and parcel of Parkrun. But for me, I think it more than makes up for those few little inclines, because you've also got the downhills as well. Now, Andy Maguire, who was running side by side with me, he has slightly dropped off as we head into this second lap. I will not spoil it for you just yet at the time he did, but he still put in a mega effort. And he also ran an ultra marathon last weekend. So the man is a machine. To go for that sort of speed is just nuts. So be sure to go check out his channel if you haven't already. It's one of my favorite ones. He does such good content, as does Brett, as does Tim, as does Mack, as does Andy Goldsby. Sorry, Andy, it's because I was just talking to you. I felt like I've already mentioned you. Yeah, it was so good to meet all these guys. There's gonna be lots of videos about this parkrun, I think, which is really cool. And there's also the Q on the Run boys as well. They were miles up ahead because they're absolutely rapid, but do check out their channel as well, because it was really good to meet them too, as we went through that 3rd kilometer in a 3:43. So we are still absolutely cooking. And look, I am right on Brett's shoulder, and we're having to start overtaking people now. And this is where, so he's put a tiny surge in. Oh, I can feel that. I remember that moment well. That is lodged in my brain. Oh, round the outside, trying to hold on to Brett's heels, and this is where it has started to really kick in and get hard. But we haven't got long to go. I've only got 2 kilometers to go, so I am bargaining with myself. I am telling myself, with a 5:58 second mile, we can do this. I've only got 1 mile to go. Brett does a piece to camera and he says about the second mile's done, and I hear that we're bang on target, if not slightly ahead, which is amazing for morale. Even though I'm deep in the hurt locker, I'm thinking, okay, I can maybe do this. We can get through this. It's not far to go. We've just got to go round the lake. You can see it on the right hand side. I can see some of the faster runners up ahead, and yeah, we've just got to hang on, guys. This is the first time I'm actually seeing the pace like live compared to, you know, where I was running and stuff, so I had no idea. And the fact I'm cracking out 3:40s 3.5k into this run along the flat, I am buzzing with that. That is so good, as it starts to go slightly downhill now, and I try and get back as much time as I can that I've lost at the beginning. But you know, we're on track with this, and I'm gonna let this run, and I've got a banging song. I was gonna do Bangarang by Skrillex because that is one of Brett's favourite songs, and I want this to be a bit of a tribute to Brett, because he is the reason, as well as Tim, but Brett especially. He got me round this, and you'll see in this final mile, in the last 1.5 kilometres, you will see the effort that Brett put in to supporting me. And I did let them go, and you'll see them drop away from them towards that last kilometre. And that wasn't on purpose, as in by complete choice, because I would love to have just stayed with Brett the whole time. But I knew with about 1 kilometre to go that I needed to not go completely into the red, because I was going to blow up. So I let him go ever so slightly, carried on running, and checked the pace as well. The pace does not drop too much. But I knew that if I could get within about 500 metres of that finish, get up those final musical notes, and then I can really push, I'm pretty sure I can almost catch Brett back up. I know that he'll probably run slightly under 19, and so it gives me the very best chance. As you can see here, going through this traffic, I am hanging on for dear life. I am giving it my all. When you see them, I'm starting to lose them, but it's okay, because we've got grey vest man from the start, and we've got the guy in the white vest called Jordan, and they are the key to the end of this. So let's watch and let's see what happens, because they take me back up to Brett towards the end, and as we go through this traffic, I have got to give it everything. at this point, as you can see, I am just trying to hang on to Jordan as best I can. He has become my secondary pacer. I can see Brett just up ahead as well as Tim, and now Jordan is that perfect person in between, someone a bit closer to concentrate on. You can see my pace is edging closer to the fours. I haven't got that much time to play around with as we hit the downhill, and I remember thinking on this, I've just got to go. So keep an eye on my pace and keep an eye on that distance as this guy comes past. It's too quick for me, and so I'm just focusing on Jordan as there's lots of traffic. Fair play, everyone's allowed to do these things. As Grey Vest Man comes back past as well, and I am just thinking, get to Jordan. Grey Vest Man first, and then we're going to try and catch up as best we can. Again, I'm not aware of my pace. I'm not checking my watch. In my other videos, you can see me raising my arm and looking. There's no hiding from it when you're wearing a camera on your head. And so I promise you, I'm not looking at it whatsoever. I think this is the musical note. And look at the gap I've managed to grab back on Jordan, because I think this is the finish. So I've put in a big dig. I got up the hill and I realise, silence. There's no musical notes whatsoever. And I've actually got a lot further to go. And so this is the moment I easily could have broken if I was in the right frame of mind. To be fair, I think I'm pretty strong. One of my big strengths is my mental fortitude at these sorts of things. So I don't think it would have broken me. But here I come past Jordan. Whether he waited up for me a little bit to help me or he was struggling himself. I know he was going for like an 18:30, so he's a much quicker runner than I am. But on this day, I'm not sure what he was up to. But whatever he was doing, he was my guardian angel. To go back down the hill, and I can now see that final climb where I'm really going to push. The pace has dropped again. I'm below 340 out. I'm in the 340s and I've got 300 meters to go. I'm going to say a huge thank you to everyone that came out and said hi, all the volunteers. Without you, nothing would be possible. Thank you so much. All the people that I met up there, it was actually incredible. My favourite day of running that I've ever done. I'm going to do loads more, so keep an eye out. Subscribe to the channel, please do. Watch everyone else's videos. And we're going to go up musical notes, and I'm going to leave you with some pendulum, and let's see if I can make it. Can I break that 19 seconds? Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!
No, dude, no, you've done it.
Keep in line and keep your time, people.
Well done, buddy. You did it, dude.
Well done, Brett.
Thank you. That's because of you, man. That's because of you. Holy, I've never gone that deep. That's you as well, mate. That.
Right, I was
Boys.
4 seconds off. Stop it there.
Oh. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yes. 90 minutes left.
Ah, yes, good lad.
Oh.
Well done. How'd you get on?
Well. Scores on the doors are not in yet, but you all know because I would have said it. It's an 18:59, it's a 19. I've never gone that deep in my life. I cannot thank Brett, Andy, Mack, TQ boys, Mom, everyone for that. I mean, Brett and Andy and Tim especially for pacing me. That was just, I've never gone that deep, and without them, Brett's pacing. I mean, Mom, let's be honest, he was there for the ride, but Brett's pacing and the things he was saying to me and the encouragement, like, it was just incredible, absolutely incredible. I loved it. I cannot tell you how much fun that was. That was everything I got. So whatever I get, I am absolutely over the moon with. In this heat as well, course was brilliant. Bit sketchy at the start, but really good fun. So yeah, absolutely buzzing with that. Right, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, check out everyone else's channels. This run will be on a million different YouTube channels as well. Please do leave a comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if taking the bicarb was a good idea or a bad idea. Maybe the little remnants that remained in my body were the difference between 19 and 1859, if that's what I did today, made all the difference. So yeah, please do subscribe. We've got loads more to come. This is just the beginning of the summer. So yeah, cheers, and I'll see you later. Yeah.